So, exciting news. It looks like Gervonta Tank Davis is back in the ring. He is set to face Lamont Roach on the 14th of December. There were rumours he was going to be fighting on the 21st of December to try and disrupt Saudi's Usyk versus Fury 2. But I guess they thought that was a bad idea. So, it's looking like it's going to be on the 14th of December. So, the fight has had a little bit of backlash because obviously Lamont Roach isn't a huge name in the division. But in Tank's defense, I don't think this is necessarily his fault because you look at the other big names in the division. Haney, no one's quite sure what's up with him. He doesn't seem to be fighting at the moment. He seems to be focused on that court case against Garcia. Shakur injured. Lomachenko doesn't want the fight. I think he's having some sort of friends or family. Just wants to be spending time with them. Ryan Garcia out on a ban. So his options for top, lightweight contenders are a little bit limited. Jack Catterall, not quite on that level yet. So it looks like he decided to go with Lamont Roach. So I hadn't heard of this guy before I started making this video, but I've done a bit of research into him. And you know what? Given the injuries to the current champions of the division, it seems like, the best of the rest. It seems like a decent fighter, to be honest with you. So he's beaten Hector Garcia, who lost to Tank. That's a good sign, right, that he's been competitive with Tank's former opponents. And recently he has run against Fergal McCrory. So on paper, this was a decent fight. He had sort of a flash knockdown in the second, and then in the fifth, I think it was, he had two knockdowns from body shots. Which, to be fair, Fergal did quite well to go up from. There were quite good body shots. And obviously this shows that he can work head and body quite well. Decent little boxer. But when someone's trying to take you out from the body, sometimes it does show that they don't necessarily have the power to take you out, by hitting you on the chin. It's actually a bit easier to, get someone to go over from a body shot than it is, hitting them to the chin. If you've got less power, it's quite a neater way of getting a knockout. But still, he's got good boxing techniques. As I said, he can do head and body well. And before I go on to negatives, he has got a really good gas tank. He puts a lot of combinations together. He's very fast. He never really sort of slowed down at any point in the fight. Very consistent, putting punches together, look very fast. I think with the lighter weights in general, they always sort of look fast, don't they? Because they've just got less weight, so they can move faster. I remember Shane McGuigan saying that sometimes his lighter weights and his heavier weights, they're almost like different sports at times because of, the different punch outputs that you're throwing. So, as I said, fast, good gas tank, can hit the body well, but there were times that Fergal was like out on his feet and Roach just could not get him down there, just like punching him when he was out on his feet, which I think is a little bit of a concern. I don't know if there's necessarily a game plan to defeat Tank Davis. No one's sort of got close. No one can avoid his power shots for 12 rounds. But you think if you want Tank Davis to respect you in the ring, you need a bit of power. So that definitely concerned me that the guy was out on his feet and Roach still couldn't get him out of there. So definitely concerns for me going into a fight with Tank. But overall, given the current injuries and state of the lightweight scene, I'm not too upset with the fight. I'm not sure how many pay-per-view buys it's going to do because it's not, like a huge name like, a Ryan Garcia. Even Conor Benn was someone who was rumoured to fight a while ago, and that would seem to be signed and sealed, but that fell through. I feel like that would be a good fight, right? Ben's a good fighter. He's going to talk trash. He's going to bring a British audience. He's got that Ben name behind him, but that fell through for whatever reason. So I think given the circumstances, I'm not that upset with the fight, but I do have concerns that Roach isn't going to have the power to get Tank's respect, and it's not a fight that I'm going into thinking, oh, there's some real jeopardy here for Gervonta Davis. I think when you look at his fights, you can be like, yeah, I think Tank's probably going to get him. Even the Fergal McCrory fight, it was still a fairly competitive fight, to be honest with you. It was only like the last 2 rounds that McCrory's kind of gas tank gave up. But before that, it was very competitive. There wasn't much between them apart from obviously the knockdowns. But yeah. So maybe I can understand why some people aren't very excited about this fight. There's not a sense of, jeopardy or that's going to be a hard fight for Tank. It does feel like it's going to be another, knockout for Tank. And he's coming off quite a good win, isn't he, as well, to be fair, Tank? Not the 50-50 we wanted, not the unification fight we wanted, not the Lomachenko fight we wanted, who... Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's up with him. I heard it was like he wants to spend some time with his family, and to be fair to Lomachenko, I think he's been calling out Tank for years, but never got that fight. And Ariel Deepa made the good point that, you know, when you're the A side, and Tank is the A side, let's be real, when these big fights aren't getting made, it's normally down to the A side, not, you know, not picking those fights. I think Tank Davis is still in the sort of Floyd Mayweather mindset of boxing that, you know, get lots of knockouts, don't risk that. Oh, I'm not sure if he's quite changed over to this, to the new wave of boxing where it's, you know, 50-50 fights, make them entertaining, don't worry about the O too much. Yeah, it still feels like Tank's in the older era of boxing. But look, I'll probably shit him to watch the fight, right? Seems like it'll be an exciting December. Tank on the 14th, Usyk Futu on the 21st. So, yeah, a decent fight given the circumstances. But personally, I would prefer the Conor Benn fight, just being English probably. Even Anthony Kakache, I think would be a good test. But obviously the timings aren't right. Kakache's just coming off his win against Warrington, so, you know, the time frame just wasn't there. If you're American, you probably know more about this guy than I do. Oh, he is a champion. He's got the North American super featherweight belt at the moment. Obviously moving up to lightweight for this fight, which is another concern, right? If he's not got power at super feather, he's going to have even less power at lightweight. So, yeah, definitely some worrying signs for Roach, but a decent fighter. A decent fighter. I think he was the world champion, but he lost the belt and his one loss, which was a wide points loss. And then he's got the North American super featherweight belt. And yeah, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.